Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you guys step by step through how to make this sweatshirt. So this one has been the most popular sweatshirt I've seen lately, and I was like, oh, I want to do the same thing. The only difference I'm going to change obviously is a little bit the font as well as the word. So this one says mama, but my kids call me mommy, so I figured, hey, let's just do mommy instead. So let's bring it up. So here's my design. I put in mommy. You can see I created an offset on the background just because I want it to be two-tone. And then you have my 4 children, the actual handwritten heart that I found within Design Space, and then obviously the establishment, which is 2008 because that's the year that my first child was born. All right, so let's get over to some of the supplies you'll need. So for this, I'm going to be using a black Gildan sweatshirt. I wanted to do it without the hood, but unfortunately Hobby Lobby had ran out, so I'm going to use a hoodie sweatshirt instead. I'm going to be using the puff iron-on in the light pink, and this is by 405 Basics. Again, this was purchased at Hobby Lobby. And then I have a glittered iron that I'm going to use for the offset. I figured it would be cute and very girly if I were to use the glitter. So you can see that this one kind of has like a glittery touch to it. It also is iron-on, and it's also by the same brand. So I just wanted to kind of show you. They have many different, I guess you can call textures. This one is solid, but this is going to be the one I'm going to use. It's the white glitter, but it's also, again, by the same brand, 405. This is, I believe, Hobby Lobby's brand. You'll obviously going to need a mat to be able to cut on, and then a press to do it. So now we're ready to begin with the cutting. Because this is an iron-on, you want to make sure that you always turn mirror on here as far as the settings. So I'm going to turn that on, and then I'm going to go here and turn it on because we're doing two different versions of this. All right, so this is just going to tell us that we can load the white first and then the pink. So we'll begin by doing that. So I'm just going to put this. So always making sure that the shiny side is down. Take this rolling tool and make sure it's completely flat. All right, now it's stuck on here, and then we're gonna bring it back over to our press, and we're going to begin to load it. Move that away a little bit out there. All right, it's now in there and ready to go. So we'll take this and we will hit continue. It's starting to pick up and detect my machine. All right, there it is. I'm just going to use the regular settings for everyday iron-on. And then as far as pressure, I do tend to set it to more just because it's iron-on. We want to make sure it goes through. So there it is. The machine starts blinking, and I'll just hit start. And the machine is now beginning to detect it, and then it'll begin cutting. So now it has finished. You can tell that it has cut out the white, so we will unload. Same thing with the pink. This one has kind of like a matte texture to it, and the actual other side is shiny. So in this case, the shiny goes up and the matte goes down. This just shows you that now it's selecting the second, which is the pink. So we'll take our mat over to the machine, make sure it's under these flaps, load it. You'll see that the Cricut sign will begin to blink, and that means it's ready. And it should pick up and start cutting. So now we're gonna begin to weed this. You can tell that there's a lot of excess, so we're just gonna cut off all this extra because it's just in the way. So we'll cut that off. And so now we pretty much just have the letters. You can see where the actual cuts are and what we're gonna have to take off. So that makes it a lot easier for us. So we'll just take our tool, we'll pull this off, and you'll begin to just... Here it is, completely weeded. This is what it looks like. So now we're gonna begin with the pink. So here I am, weeding this to take all of the unnecessary material that we no longer need. Oops, make sure not to take that off because we do need that part of the heart. All right. There you go. Here it is. This is what it looks like. I just like to press it a little bit prior to putting down the material. This is just to make sure it's nice and flat surface. All right, so now we're going to obviously separate the letters. Sorry, I should say the names from the word mommy, because the names will be going obviously on the sleeves. So we're gonna put this here in the middle. I'm not very specific about how far down. I'll just kind of eyeball how far I want it down. All right, that seems like a good spot. Make it nice and flat. Then I'm gonna press it. I'm pressing it at 280 for about 10 seconds, and I'll go over it 2 or 3 times just to make sure it stays. All right, lift it. Give it a couple seconds. And then I'll press it again. seconds. And press it one more last time. This is just, again, make sure that it adheres correctly to the sweatshirt and it doesn't peel off. Alright, we're going to let it cool down a couple of minutes and then we'll peel it off, and then we'll go ahead and layer this one right on top. And this one goes right underneath it. Get pretty straight. As straight as I possibly can, just because this one's going to be pressed right underneath it here. So I want to make sure, and obviously it's there. Right. I'm going to lift that up for a sec. We're going to lay this right on top. And I'm going to lay this one back on top here because you can see that this is not quite long enough to protect it. And I want to make sure that I don't accidentally peel off anything. So I'm going to lay this down here just so I can cover that white iron on so it doesn't lift. All right, then we'll take our press and press this right on top of it. Okay, press it another 10 seconds. Lift that up and press it for another 10 more seconds. All right, and we'll go ahead and layer this down. So now we're going to adhere the heart and my girls' names. Oops, that one came off. And I'm actually going to take the smaller press that I have and press the arms just because it's a little bit harder to do arms with that large press. So I'm just going to use my mini press instead, just because of how much space I currently have. Let that cool for a second and then I will repress it. Nope, that one did not adhere enough, so we'll give it another second and then we'll repress it just because the letters are not sticking. It could be that the press is just not hot enough, or we didn't press long enough, I should say. But here's how these letters came out. We're gonna take this off. These adhered pretty good to it. The only thing I noticed is that with this puff material, it's kind of wrinkled. Not sure if you guys can see it. Let me bring you guys a little bit closer so you can see the wrinkles. And I don't think it's supposed to quite do that. It gives it a different texture though, so I'm not mad, but it did create wrinkles instead of being kind of a straight puff. So here's the end result. Here are my sleeves. It has my girls on this side, my boys on this side. Yes, I am a mother of 4. And then here is what the end result of the sweatshirt looked like. So I'll just go ahead and put it like this so you guys can kind of just see. Again, this is the actual supply, excuse me. This is the Hobby Lobby brand of the puff and the glitter iron-on that I'm using. Again, it's cute, but it does have like wrinkles. So the puff materials is not quite puffed up like I would like it. Here's a close-up. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, give me a thumbs up, hit your comments if you guys would like to see other videos like this. Thanks for watching.